Chapter 22, The Breakthrough. After a boring day studying chemistry concepts that felt disconnected from anything that mattered, Marcus had memorized 3 different ink formulas from various online sources. Sleep couldn't come fast enough. He had real work to do in Valdres. Marcus woke with a start and immediately ran to Thorne and Associates, his mind racing with solutions to yesterday's printing press disaster. The winter air bit at his cheeks as he hurried through Drakmore's narrow streets, but the cold only sharpened his focus.
"Sarah, perfect timing."
He burst into the shop. Sarah looked up from where she was organizing their soap inventory, her face brightening.
"Marcus, Aldrich told me about the job offer. Full-time work, steady pay. I can't thank you enough."
"Thank me by helping me fix that printing machine. I think I know what went wrong."
Marcus replied, already heading for the basement stairs. In the basement workshop, Sarah examined the broken press arm with careful attention.
"The wood grain runs the wrong way here. When you applied pressure, it was fighting against the natural strength of the timber."
Exactly what I was thinking. If we reinforce the arm with metal bands and realign the wood grain, it should handle way more pressure.
"I know where to get good iron bands. My father had similar problems with mill machinery. The trick is positioning them to support the stress points without adding too much weight."
While Sarah worked on the mechanical repairs, Marcus focused on the ink formulation. He tested 3 different mixtures on scraps of their handmade paper, adjusting the ratios of soot tree resin and linseed oil until he got the right consistency. Thick enough to transfer cleanly, but fluid enough to spread evenly.
"Marcus, the carved advertisement block is finished."
Aldrich called from the shop above. Aldrich came down into the basement, carrying a beautifully carved wooden plate. The wood craftsman had done excellent work. Every letter was crisp and clear, the spacing perfect, and the depth exactly right for printing.
"This is beautiful. Look at this detail. Thorne and Associates Premium Soaps. Luxury quality for discerning customers. It's perfect."
The carver said he'd never seen a design like this. He was curious about what we plan to do with it.
He'll find out soon enough. "Sarah, how's the press arm?"
"Try it now."
Sarah stepped back from the machine. Marcus positioned the carved block in the press, applied a thin layer of his improved ink mixture, and loaded a sheet of their handmade paper. With Sarah and Aldrich watching anxiously, he cranked the lever to apply pressure. The reinforced arm held firm. When Marcus lifted the paper, it had a perfect impression of their advertisement. Clear, readable, and professional looking, despite the rough texture of the homemade paper.
"By the light. It actually works."
"It works."
Sarah echoed wonder in her voice. Marcus felt a surge of triumph that had nothing to do with academic success or modern convenience. This was pure accomplishment. Identifying a problem, understanding its mechanics, and solving it with available materials and human ingenuity.
"Let's make history. Sarah, can you keep the ink consistent? Aldrich, you handle paper loading. I'll operate the press."
They worked all day in a rhythm that felt almost magical. Sarah would prepare the ink, applying it evenly to the carved block. Aldrich would position fresh paper with careful precision. Marcus would operate the press lever, applying just enough pressure to transfer the ink without tearing the paper. Sheet after sheet emerged bearing their advertisement. The process wasn't fast by modern standards. They could produce maybe 1 print every 2 minutes, but compared to hand copying, it was revolutionary. By late afternoon, they had produced nearly 200 advertisements. Marcus strung rope lines across the basement and hung them to dry like laundry, creating a forest of drying paper that rustled softly in the workshop's humid air. When they finally collapsed onto wooden crates, exhausted but exhilarated, Aldrich pulled out a scroll and began calculating with the focused intensity of a merchant who understood profit margins.
"Let me see. We have 2,000 bars of soap, cured and ready for sale. At 2 copper pieces each, if we sell them all, that's 400 silver pieces total revenue."
Marcus watched his partner work through the math, appreciating Aldrich's practical business mind.
"We keep 200 silver for materials and the next batch. That leaves 200 silver profit to split between partners, 100 silver each."
He looked up with a grin that mixed exhaustion with excitement.
"What do you say, partner? It'll probably take a month to sell all our soap, but then we can immediately start the next batch with our reserved materials."
"You have no idea about the power of advertising, brother. They'll all be sold in 3 days."
Marcus laughed, a sound of pure joy that echoed off the basement walls.
3 days? Marcus, that's over 600 bars per day. Drakmore has never seen commerce move that fast.
Drakmore has never seen advertising before. Tomorrow morning, we distribute these advertisements throughout the wealthy district. We'll hang them on walls, slip them under doors, hand them to people in the market squares. By evening, everyone will know about Thorne and Associates premium soaps.
What makes you so sure it will work?
Because people want quality and they want to feel special. Our soaps are genuinely better than anything else available in Drakmore. But more importantly, when people see these advertisements, they'll feel like they're discovering something exclusive, something that makes them discerning customers rather than ordinary buyers.
Marcus gestured toward their drying advertisements.
Every person who reads one of these will think they're among the first to learn about this amazing new product. They'll want to try it before their neighbors do. They'll want to be able to say they discovered Thorne and Associates before everyone else.
Aldrich studied Marcus's face with the expression of someone trying to understand a foreign concept.
You really believe this will work?
I guarantee it. In 3 days, we'll be sold out and taking orders for the next batch.
As they cleaned up the workshop and prepared to close for the day, Marcus felt the weight of his grandfather's trust beginning to lighten. Tomorrow, they would launch the first advertising campaign in Valdris history. If he was right about the power of marketing, his family's financial problems would be solved. If he was wrong, well, he had promised his grandfather 3 days, and he intended to deliver. But looking at their stack of professional advertisements and their inventory of genuinely superior soap, Marcus felt confident that Drakmore was about to discover what happened when medieval commerce met modern marketing strategies. The revolution was about to begin,